guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, then welcome. So, long time no see. If you're a subscriber of mine, you know I upload every Tuesday and every Thursday, but it's been crazy in this household. Every time I go to film, something happens, I can't do it, and there's been construction, and it's been a lot. So I haven't uploaded in a little bit, but I should be back for good now. The construction's pretty much done, so I'm very happy to be back. It feels weird. I haven't filmed like this in a very long time, so I gotta get in my filming mode. But anywho, for today's video, I decided to do a 90s inspired makeup look. So I went on Pinterest, I looked at a bunch of 90s inspired makeup looks, and this is what I came up with. Now, I'm not saying this is the makeup that they wore in the 90s. I'm not saying that at all. It's 90s inspired. So we got the cool tone brown lip, we got the nice smoky eye kind of thing. We just, you know, very light on the highlight, nothing too crazy, just very 90s inspired. And so yeah, I even painted my nails for the occasion, which you guys know I never do my nails, so I came prepared this time. But so yeah, if you guys want to see how I created this 90s inspired makeup look, then just keep on watching. Okay, so to start off this look, I'm just going to go ahead and prime my eyes using the MAC Soft Ochre Paint Pot. For my eyeshadow, I'm going to be using the Jaclyn Hill in Morphe palette. This is like the original one that she first came out with. I believe they did reformulate this, but I'm not 100% sure. I feel like that's what I've heard. I don't know if they're going back to the original formula or whatnot, but you can really use any palette that has some like deeper shades in it. I might switch back and forth between this palette and also the BH Cosmetics Ultimate Matte palette. I don't know yet. I'm going to try to just stick to one palette, but I might go back and forth. So let's just get started. So I'm going to start with a fluffy brush, and I'm going to take this shade right here called Silk Cream, and I am going to fluff that into my crease. I'm also going to kind of flick it out a little bit. My eyeshadow today, I do kind of want it to be winged, but I don't want to put tape because I don't want it to be like a crisp line. I'm going to go ahead and take a denser brush. This is the Japanesque 724. And I'm going to take this shade right here called Pooter. And now it's going to go into my crease as well. Taking a little bit at a time, and I'm building it up. And again, flicking it out. See how it's kind of got a little bit of shape going on? That's exactly what you want. Okay, so looking at the shades in here, the next deepest shade that I want to use is a little bit too warm for me. So I'm going to go ahead and go into the BH Cosmetics Ultimate Matte palette. And I'm going to take this shade right here. And I'm going to be using the same Japanesque brush that I used earlier. I am also taking that same shade and putting it on my outer corner. And once again, flicking it out. I'm going to go ahead and take a clean, fluffy brush with nothing on it, and I'm going to blend out these edges. In the BH Cosmetics palette, I'm going to go ahead and take this shade right here with the same Japanesque brush I was using earlier. And this I'm going to be putting onto my lid, or packing onto my lid. I wiped off my Japanesque brush, and now I'm going to go into the Jaclyn Hill palette with the shade Pooter. I always say Potter, I don't know why. Anywho, I'm going to be taking that shade again and just cleaning up the edge to get a nice transition. Going back in with my fluffy brush in the shade Silk Cream from the Jaclyn Hill palette, I'm going to go over all of the edges. Now I'm just taking an angled brush, and I'm going to take this shade right here called Central Park from the Jaclyn Hill palette. And I'm going to use this shade to line my upper lash line. I'm also going to go ahead and take that liner and just wing it out just a little bit, just to kind of go with the shape of the shadow. I'm just taking a flat shader brush. I'm going to go ahead and go over that wing and just blend Okay, so next we're going to move on to the face, and for primer, I'm going to be using this Glam Glow primer. I don't know what it's called, but I believe it's the only primer that they make. So if you look up Glam Glow primer, it should show up. But it's like mattifying and I forget what else. I don't know. I got it from Influencer and I really, really love it. So I'm going to go ahead and apply this to all the areas where my pores are out of control. I'm also going to be spraying on a little bit of the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Coconut 3-in-1 Primer Water. And for foundation, I'm going to be using the Urban Decay Stay Naked Weightless Liquid Foundation. And hopefully this matches me because I did get a little bit of a tan and I'm a little bit sunburnt right here. So hopefully this matches me okay. We will find out. Looking a little bit light, which I'm kind of sad about. I didn't think it was going to be light, but that's okay. We'll just fix it up with a little bit of bronzer. I feel like it matches my neck okay, but my forehead, it's gonna look ridiculous because my forehead always gets wicked tan compared to the rest of my face. I need to mix this with something. This is way too light. I'm just adding in a few pumps of the Maybelline 24-Hour foundation. And hopefully that will deepen it up a little bit because this ain't working for me. I was just about to take this off, but I'm just going to work with it because I don't think I have a dark enough foundation right now, actually. Like, I was just looking at my collection and I'm like, yep, I don't think I have anything darker. So we're just going to have to work with it. I definitely think it's time for some summer foundations, but we're just going to roll with it. So I'm going to use a little bit of a cream contour because I feel like that's gonna help a lot. I just have this Makeup Revolution like contour and highlight stick. And I'm gonna use the bronzer side, not the contour side. And we're gonna just add some warmth back to my face. Okay, so that's a little bit better. The bronzer, the powder bronzer will definitely help a lot too. But now I'm going to go ahead and conceal under my eyes. And I'm using the Juvia's Place I Am Magic Concealer in the shade 22. I'm going to go ahead and set my face using the Laura Mercier Translucent Setting Powder. Next is bronzer, and I'm going to be using the Kylie Cosmetics Pressed Bronzing Powder in Khaki. For blush, I'm going to be using the MAC Blush in Peaches. And then for highlight, I'm going to be using a little bit of the Anastasia and Amrezy highlighter. To help my makeup melt into my skin a little bit, I'm going to be taking MAC Fix Plus. Okay, so next is brows, and I'm going to be using my Anastasia Dip Brow in the shade Taupe. I'm going to set them in place using the Anastasia Clear Brow Gel. And now I'm going to go ahead and finish up the eyes. So I'm going to take my Japanese brush and take whatever is left over on my brush. And I'm going to blend out the edge because the concealer kind of made it a nice slick line. And we want it to be nice and blended. So I'm taking whatever's left on that brush, kind of smoking it out. And now I'm taking this shade from the BH Cosmetics palette. And that's going to go directly on my lash line. And now I'm going to take the shade Pooter from the Jaclyn Hill palette. And I'm going to smudge out that line just a little bit. going to go into the shade Silk Cream from the Jaclyn Hill palette, and I'm going to really smoke out those shades. Now it's time for some mascara. I'm going to go ahead and curl my lashes, and then I'm going to be using the Maybelline The Falsies Lash Lift Mascara. Now for lashes, I'm going to be using the Creme de la Creme lashes from the Creme Shop. Now for the lips, I'm going to be taking the MAC lip pencil in the shade Stone. And I'm just going to outline my lips. For my lipstick, I'm going to be using the Too Faced Sex on the Peach lipstick. And I'm also going to take a little bit of the NARS Audacious lipstick in the shade Dale. Just a teeny bit. I'm going to put it on my finger. And this shade is going to go onto the center of my lips. Alrighty guys, that completes today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, be sure to let me know in the comments down below and give this video a big thumbs up. And also, if you're new to my channel, be sure to click the subscribe button down below and turn on the notification bell so you get notified every time I upload a new video. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!